Unbelievable.
There is time only for fear.
A hacker.
Hey kids, it's me again, Whip, with another version of this thing I'm doing online, video-wise. I wanted to talk to you today about something that's very near and dear to my heart, but I'm going to start with talking about my previous video. Apparently I goofed and kept pointing to my t-shirt like you could read it, and you couldn't. So here it is. This is actually a different shirt, but hey. This is Electric Okra. This is my music collective, because it's not a band, it's just me. I make kind of housey, techno-y, electronic-y music, sort of, but not really. And I also have a new account that's just for these videos. It's at WhipSmart Media. WhipSmart Media is a name I've been using for various projects for nigh on 20 years now. So when I started making these videos and I decided that I was going to be making them on a regular basis, I went to the WhipSmart Media board and I said, hey, can we start up a Twitter using WhipSmart Media? And they said, you know what, that's a genius idea. We should make you chairman of the board. And I said, no, that's just too much responsibility. Edit. What I really wanted to talk about today was something that's, like I said, is near and dear to my heart. It's a movie. No, it's not a movie. It's a film. No, it's not even a film. It's a touchstone of American cinema. And of course, I am talking about Ian Softly's 1995 masterpiece, Hackers. Starring John Lee Miller and Angelina Jolie as two high school hackers living in the big city, fighting the big evil corporation. Now, I have to admit, I love this movie, okay? It seriously is one of my favorites. If it comes on TV, I have to watch it. It could be 3 o'clock in the morning, and so, okay, I'm not doing anything for the next 2 hours. But this movie has received a lot of criticism ever since it came out for its completely unrealistic view of technology. Actually, not its view of technology, but its representation of technology. The most obvious examples are the incredibly unrealistic boot-up screens for the laptops that these kids have. You hit a button and boom, it boots up with an computer-generated animated log-on screen or boot-up screen. You know, I'll just show you.
All right, let's boot up.
Right? See? Pretty awesome, right? How'd you like that on your laptop? Now, these are computer-generated in 1995. Completely unrealistic. Also completely unrealistic are the fact that these kids apparently have magical powers, and all they have to do in order to get into some system is they sit down, they type in a few words, and boom, there they are. You know, it's, hey, the Abraca keyboard, there you are. But, like I said, this movie is completely fantasy anyway, so you have to look past that and just kind of enjoy it for what it is. You know, when you have dialogue like this.
Has a killer refresh rate.
P6 chip. Triple the speed of the Pentium.
Yeah, it's not just the chip, it has a PCI bus. But you knew that.
Indeed.
You know, what can you do? I mean, how romantic is that, seriously? And actually, just before that scene, there are a few characters gathered around a laptop, and they're all excited because it has, oh, wait, it's insanely great. It has a 28.8 BPS modem. Woohoo! And, I mean, they're actually thrilled about this, right? This movie also stars Fisher Stevens as the Plague. I mean, a completely over-the-top villain.
We are samurai, the keyboard cowboys.
But, of course, anything with Fisher Stevens in it is awesome. I mean, really, you know. I mean, Short Circuit 2, Lost. Awesome. You also have their kind of Hollywood style of a very slick version of cyberpunk. Of course, in 1995, cyberpunk wasn't what we think of it as being today. So they more or less had to invent a version of cyberpunk, and that's I think it's really cool. I mean, honestly, here I am, 40 years old, almost 40 years old, and I want to strap on rollerblades and go hang out in the Cyberdelia Club. I mean, that's cool to me. Of course, if I did it now, they'd be like, oh, who's the old creepy guy? And I'd say, hey, I'm not that old. And they'd all laugh and eat their french fries. Now, of course, I would be remiss if I didn't actually mention one of the best things about this movie. And, of course, I have to say it, a young Angelina Jolie, right? Right, guys? You know what I'm talking about. And finally, we really have to talk about the soundtrack. Now, you gotta understand, this movie came out 17 years ago, and this soundtrack holds up. Honestly, holds up. I would put it right up there as far as the electronic genre. I would put it right up there with Daft Punk's Tron Legacy soundtrack. It's amazing how well this holds up. I mean, on there you've got Orbital, you've got Prodigy, you've got Massive Attack, and so many great others. It really holds up. And I listen to it all the time. Not all the time. It's not like I have the Hacker soundtrack, on repeat every day, all day, 24 hours a day. And if you're not familiar with it, go out and look for it. And it's you won't be disappointed, I promise. Well, that's all I have to talk about today. Well, I have more to talk about, but I've got to kind of pace myself, right? Otherwise, this video will be 2 hours long, and that's the only thing I ever do.
Yak, yak, yak.
Being aware of racial division.
Get a job.
So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
This is the end, my friend. Thank you for calling.